All right, I got an absolute big brain hot take for you today coming from Katie Catro, or Catro maybe, from Philadelphia. This was something that I saw on Twitter, and I just want to kind of cover this situation and talk about how ridiculous I think it is. We're just going to jump right into it. I'm going to show you this. So here's the tweet. Philadelphia has seen an increase in shootings. To combat the senseless gun violence, City Council, Philadelphia police, and community groups organized a home gun check, urging residents to safely turn in firearms laying around their homes before they get into the wrong hands. Go ahead and just right now, let me know what you think about that. Let me know if you think that would be successful, but let's watch this video. 1.3 million views. Before we get going into this video, I gotta say thank you to the sponsor of this channel, Franklin Armory. Been a huge supporter since before I even had 3,000 subscribers. Very cool of them to be supporting the channel now. I'm happy to have them on board. They got their full pistol line for California. If you told me a couple years ago there would have been 3 AR-15 pistols on the handgun roster, I'd have laughed in your face. They also do all sorts of stuff by pushing the boundaries of the assault weapon laws or the NFA laws federally with their binary triggers, which is really cool. I'm very happy to have Franklin on board as a supporter of this channel. Thank you. Let's get into the video.
Catro here with an update on the story that I'm working on today. Today I'm talking about how city leaders are coming together with other community groups and the Philadelphia Police Department to combat gun violence. The city is seeing an increase in shootings, so city leaders are distributing this flyer which reads, "Save a life, turn in a gun." If you safely turn in a gun, that can help get it out of the hands of the wrong people. We're going to have a lot more information coming up on Action News on some new locations that should be popping up soon of where you can turn in a gun that you're not using.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. So here's the deal. Their thing is, they're saying gun violence can be stopped by people turning in their guns, and maybe on an individual level. If someone that was a bad person no longer had that firearm that they had free access to, yeah, that could definitely stop that specific person from using that specific gun to do a crime. However, here's the thing. When you look at it on a bigger scale, people that are going to do crimes with firearms, people that are going to do bad things with firearms, are not the kind of people that you need to be turning in your guns. The kind of people that are going to be turning in guns are going to be little old ladies that don't know any better. It's going to be the random person that just has a firearm from their family member that, you know, maybe they passed it down through the generations. This isn't going to solve crime in any way. I don't get why people think that gun buybacks are going to stop these crimes. They're worried about people going out and doing murder, right? They think that the solution is going to be for Sally Q taxpayer turning in her firearm so that her shithead nephew doesn't get a hold of it. When in reality, maybe if they just locked up the firearm, they wouldn't be able to get it in the first place. Maybe if they gave it to some other family member to hold on to for safekeeping. Maybe if they distanced that person from their life. Maybe if they did anything to make sure that that nephew isn't a shithead to begin with. Maybe if they did anything else, they would actually have some sort of big difference. But simply asking them to turn in their guns, oh no, you know, all these policies that were ran by Democrats. And if we look at the mayor, Jim Kenney, he's a Democratic mayor using Democratic policies in a big city. Again, we see that that leads to situations where people aren't actually safe. They think that they're making them safe by enacting gun control or enacting whatever policies like this and doing gun buybacks, when in reality, they need to focus on the real issue. Right here, here's a video, protests become riots in Philadelphia where a curfew is imposed. And we got this picture of a firefighter hosing down a police station in front of a Apple store. Like, gee golly, I wonder what possibly could be the problem. Maybe it's because people are still rioting in the streets. Maybe it's because there's still protests that are turning violent because they're unable to maintain the peace. This problem is not about guns. The reason that so many cities like Detroit, Chicago, Philadelphia, all these big cities that have historically been the gun violence epidemics or epicenters, and I put that in quotes because really it's nothing to do with the guns. It's entirely to do with the community and the crime that's grown there. Nothing to do necessarily with having access to firearms. It's entirely due to the socioeconomic situation, drugs, all kinds of sort of crimes that happen that lead to murders. If we took away the guns, they're going to, one, probably nowadays just make them themselves. I mean, the FGC 9 by Deterrent Suspense and all the people that designed that is pretty dang cool. Make a 9mm semi-auto without any sort of parts that you can't just buy from a hardware store or 3D print yourself. I don't know. So it seems like they have they're focusing on the right thing, right? Murder is bad. We should try to bring the community together to stop murder, right? Maybe we should focus on doing that in a way that isn't just, hey, turn in your guns because you know guns bad. Hey, guys, guns bad. You know that, right? They've been saying it for years. Democrats have been saying it forever. Guns bad. Take away the guns, you take away the gun crime, right? No more crime. That's not how it works. We all know that's not how it works. I really just wanted to share this with you because in a time where people are being drugged from their vehicles and beaten to death, we have people saying that they shouldn't have firearms, when in reality, firearms are the ultimate equalizer. A little old lady who could not defend herself physically from anyone except another little old lady can defend herself from a much larger person, a much more young, a much more dangerous person by using a firearm. I don't see why people want to disarm people in times like this. We had nearly 3 million new gun owners just in the first few months of this year. Why are they still pushing gun control? Honestly, I don't think the Democrats actually want to win an election. I think if they realized that if they stopped trying to ban guns, a lot of people would start voting for them. I think there's a ton of people out there that are single issue voters that would be more left-leaning, that would vote for more left-leaning politicians if they stopped voting on guns. So it seems like they don't even want to win, but that's a topic for another day, I guess. You guys know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace.